going on, everybody? Kennybombx is in the building, and we have finally made it to the month of July, which means as long as everything stays on track, then we're expecting to get one of the biggest DLC packs of the year very soon. I'm talking about a hardcore legend, TNA alumni, a recent AEW acquisition, former WWF Women's Champion, and another mysterious celebrity guest. But we might actually get him this time. And even if we don't, this thing is packed full of big wrestlers, and this month should be very exciting because of it. So we gotta talk about it. But first, I need you guys to help me out by dropping a like on this video, but don't forget to smash that subscribe button, especially if you don't want to miss any updates on WWE 2K25. Now let's get into it.
Man, boy, they coming on.
Alright, so now that things have settled in and that excitement fog has faded away, as always, we're going to review the last DLC pack before we jump in and talk about the next one. Did the Dunks and Destruction pack deliver? We all went into this pack with a sour taste in our mouth for a few different reasons. First of all, we had 3 mysterious basketball stars in this pack, and as wrestling fans, of course, that's what we don't care about. But the other thing is, in the first DLC pack, there was a mysterious celebrity guest, and we never even got any confirmation on who this celebrity guest would be leading into DLC pack 2 and going beyond that. But luckily 2K was able to get these basketball players added to the game on time, locking them in for DLC pack number 2 as advertised. So they were able to effectively deliver the DLC this time. But did the DLC deliver? Let's start off with Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson. Now, I don't watch basketball anymore, so when they announced these guys, I had absolutely no idea who they were. So even up until right now, there's really nothing pulling me to play with them. I was hoping to get a good feel and some enjoyment out of playing with these characters in my faction when they dropped the live events, but unfortunately, they put Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton in a live event together and only gave us one reward to unlock. Now, I am a progression player, so if you're not going to give me a reason to play with these characters I'm unfamiliar with, then there's absolutely no reason for me to ever pick them again. So I feel like these were 2 wasted DLC spots for me. Now, that's just for me personally. I know there are a lot of people who like basketball. There are a lot of people who are familiar with these guys, so it's a big win for them. But for me and my money personally, I feel like this was 2 wasted spots. But they aren't completely wasted because with them being basketball stars, of course they came with a brand new weapon, and that weapon is the basketball. And I actually think the basketball is a pretty big win. I love to see the wrestlers dribble the basketball. I love to see them spin it on their finger. I just wish there was more we could do with it, like go to the top rope and dunk it on the opponent's head. Maybe if the basketball comes back in 2K26, we'll be able to do that, but probably not. I will say the basketball is a lot better than the football we got last year, though. Now, that's Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson. I did not include Shaq when talking about the basketball because I feel like Shaq is a lot more than a basketball player. This man is an icon. And this is why I say everything is not for everybody, because I understand a lot of you guys aren't happy with Shaq being in this pack, but it turns out he's actually my favorite guy to use in this pack. He is a massive man, and I love to use the Giants. I love to have him run across the ring and just launch the opponent like Keith Lee does. If I could change anything about Shaq, I think the only thing I would really change is his attire. I would love to see him in that ring rocking his Lakers jersey, but I'm sure there's a million reasons that can't happen. It still would have been cool though. Now the next one we have is Abyss. Now, as I told y'all a million times, not super familiar with Abyss run in TNA, but I mean, they got his TNA music. I love the fact that they stuck to his presentation. I've been seeing him in a red mask in a lot of different places, and I actually really like that look. So I wish they gave him an alternate attire, but he came with a weapon, and the more weapons, the better. What's the name? Janice? Yeah, Janice is brutal, and we love brutality, so another much welcome addition. Now, I think they packaged Abyss very well. We got his old TNA music, we got a great model, and we got a weapon with him, so Abyss, another big win. And last, we got the Great Khali. Now, I was not happy with the size of the Great Khali, because I think this man needed to be a lot bigger than everybody else. And while he is pretty big, I just feel like his sheer size doesn't really match what you see on TV. I use The Undertaker and Kane a lot, and these men feel massive in the ring. Khali feels massive as well, but for some reason, he just feels like he should be bigger. But I won't say he doesn't feel like a monster. I love the fact that they gave him a lot of his own animations when doing things like picking up his opponents, so it does make him feel like the Great Khali. Again, I just think the man should be taller. So while there is a lot to like about this pack, I feel like they failed to give us something we can love. If you're a big Abyss fan, then you did get a love letter here, but things like the basketball, I think it could have done so much more. Things like the live events they gave us for these My Faction cards, they could have given us so much more to help us explore these characters, but it feels like they just put something in there so they could say it was in there. And last but not least, Tyrese Halliburton has 50 Cent Mini Men as his theme, and they locked it to Tyrese Halliburton. Now there has to be some technical reasons behind the scenes on why they did that, but they should have made it work so we could use that for our created characters as well. But if I had to put a final rating on this pack, because I love Shaq, I love the Great Khali, even though I wish it was the Punjabi Playboy, and I know Abyss means a lot to a lot of people, I would give this pack a 6 out of 10. There was a lot of good stuff here, but just those extra basketball players that I'm never going to use again brings it down by quite a bit. But the good news is, that might just be the worst DLC pack of the year. And that's saying a lot, because outside of 2 of those basketball players, in my opinion, that DLC pack is actually pretty good. If we move on to what we're getting this month, July 23rd, we will be getting these 5 new superstars. Well, if that's what you want to call them. The first one we have listed here is Bull Nakano. Now, Bull Nakano was only in WWE from 94 to 95. I was a tyke at that time. I was watching, but at that time, the only wrestlers that really piqued my interest were more of the big characters like The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. I would say Roddy Piper, Goldust. For some reason, Ahmed Johnson always stuck with me, and there's a few other guys, but those were the big ones. The women's wrestlers, all I really remember is Moolah and Mae Young, and that's because they were doing funny stuff, and I think that was way after Bull Nakano had already left, so I don't really have too many memories of her, but I see a lot of people are excited, so that's a big win for the community. Now, the next one they have listed here on the SmackDown Hotel is this celebrity guest number 2. Now, I've seen on X people actually putting up pictures of, what's the guy's name, KSI? I would say don't lock that in as a 100% thing, because we saw what happened with the celebrity guest in pack number 1, but as of right now, it looks like that's who we're looking at. The next one we have here is actually a woman who I think is going to be a big star in WWE. Looks like she's been working out a few kinks in NXT. Apparently, she's on her way up to the main roster any moment now. We got Jordynne Grace. I do expect big things out of her, so I'm glad to see her be added to the game this year. And the next one is my favorite addition to the DLC this year. Out of any pack, we got New Jack. I never thought we would ever see New Jack in a WWE game, because this man is absolutely insane. RIP to New Jack, but go watch some of his stuff on YouTube. I grew up watching WWE stuff only, but as soon as I found out about New Jack, I did a deep dive, and this man did some crazy stuff. One time they had like a scaffold match, and he went on top of the thing. And the man said, "Listen, New Jack, I can't feel my legs." He tased him and said, "You ain't gonna need them," and threw him off the top of the thing. My goodness, absolutely insane. If you have not seen it, go look it up. And that's not to mention the Max Transit situation. I don't even know if I can tell y'all what happened there, but just go look it up. New Jack is a very interesting character, and I think if we're ever going to get thumbtacks in WWE, this is the time it happens. There's a chance we get thumbtacks in this next pack. I would say don't count on it. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet, so it could be some technical stuff going on there as well that's preventing us from getting the thumbtacks, but if it's ever going to be added, it has to be added with New Jack. Great promo. Go sit down and listen to some New Jack promos and enjoy the rest of your day. Now, the last one we have in this pack is Penta, somebody who's doing really good in WWE right now, and it sounds like he's going to be doing even better in WWE 2K25. We got the official confirmation from 2K developer Brian Williams that Penta is going to be a lot of people's favorite because they're making him special. Now, we already know he's going to have his Cero Miedo taunts based on what we see from some of the other wrestlers in the game, but we also got official confirmation that he will take his glove off during the taunt as well, if you want him to. And I had somebody in the chat ask me, why do people care? Why is this important if he takes his glove off? Honestly, it's not, but I love to see these wrestlers have their real life presentation in these games. But Penta has a great moveset, obviously. This man is going to be a lot of fun to play with in 2K25, but even if they cheat us out on those live events again, Penta is a card I can see myself using anytime the opportunity arises. Hopefully, they get us some more World Tour Mode content very soon. But let me know in the comment section what you guys would rate pack number 2. Are you looking forward to pack number 3? And are you excited for KSI to finally make his way into WWE 2K25? Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button if you have not already. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.